Hey, Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe, aka Man of People, coming to you live as I will be doing all week from Bank of America Stadium as we have this exciting push for the Carolina Panthers in their NFC South showdown against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this Saturday, which I will be there. I'll be live pregame as well from Bucksfield. So make sure you, as always, set your reminders, set your alerts so that you know when that broadcast comes on so that you can join me live for getting prepared for that big matchup. And also, I'll be remiss if I did not say Happy New Year's Eve to everyone. The next time you see me, it'll be a whole new year, 2026. But let's go ahead and get into this Carolina Panthers latest news from today, Wednesday, which is kind of like a Thursday lineup because they practice on, because the game is on Saturday. Now, we're going to take a look at the injury report, which is a little bit of they said it's still like a walkthrough. These guys still haven't gone in full pads yet, right? But let's go ahead and show you this injury report for today. I'm going to go out of order here a little bit, but Jatavian Sanders didn't practice, but again, he's just going to be on here until they put him on the IR, which is going to happen. Robert Rochelle is still dealing with that concussion. Cornerback Robert Rochelle, not listed on here, but Rico Dowdle was a DNP yesterday, did not practice with a toe injury. He was a full participant today. Same thing with Chris Barnes. He did not practice yesterday with a back injury. He's not on here today, but he was a full participant. And then you have Claudin Sherrill still dealing with a calf ankle injury, did not practice. And everybody that was on the list yesterday, Turk Morton, Robert Hunt, David Moore. Now, David Moore and Robert Hunt are still on this list because they are currently on IR. But the other guys are everybody's healthy. All right, so that's good. That's the latest news from the Carolina Panthers in terms of injuries. Again, they say it's like a speculative thing because they're doing walkthroughs, they're not doing full contact. I guess that'll be tomorrow. I didn't ask anybody, but I would like to assume that they're going to have at least one padded practice this week since yesterday, Tuesday, was a walkthrough kind of day. Today, Wednesday, was a walkthrough kind of day. And by the way, you guys see behind me, they are setting up for the Duke Mayo, the Duke Mayo Classic, which will be between, I can't read the other side of the field. So I'm not even going to say that. I don't cover college sports enough to give you that. But they're all set up for the Duke Mayo Classic behind me. Now today, again, Wednesday technically, but treated like a Thursday. So there's an opportunity to talk to both the offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators. So took those highlights from those guys, and I'm going to bring it to you and share it with you about what they had to say. So first, we're going to go talk about Trevon Moehrig, which has been our safety that plays all over the field, but more importantly, he makes tackles for losses. That's a good asset to have. So Coach Ivero talked about the play of Trevon.
He's a very, very, very unique chess piece. The ability to play safety, the ability to play linebacker, the ability to play nickel, play outside backer in some of our packages. We've placed him all over the place. I think, first of all, it just kind of touches on his football acumen. Extremely, extremely intelligent. The amount of information that he has to understand and that he has to convey and process to do all of those different jobs, people would never grasp the multitude of things that he has to learn and do. And to be able to operate and execute at such a high level it's unfathomable. And so a lot of kudos there, and then it speaks to his toughness too, right? The ability to play in the run game, take on linemen, take on tight ends, pass rush, all of those things. He's a tremendous player. He's a unique guy. He can go cover receivers and then go take on linemen. There's not a lot of players in this league that you find doing that.
So yeah, talking about the versatility of a Trevon Moehrig, who again leads tackles for losses from that safety position by a wide margin because he's that good, he's that physical, and as you know, he uses them to his advantage as much as he can. So, surprisingly or not, right? I don't know how you feel about it, but this defense has been a very good point for this team, right? The offense continues to go up and down, but for the most part, the defense is what continues to give us that opportunity as we've been dealing with those ups and downs with the offensive side. So we're going to see, right? There's going to be some things that we need to see adjustments from the Carolina Panthers this week playing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Like one of those things you're going to need to see adjustments made on how you play Baker Mayfield. Now, they played Baker relatively well last time, right? They won the game. But the one thing they did let happen and almost got him was how much Baker was able to run with his legs. So you don't need to go tweaking a whole lot of things, right? But you just want to take a look at that. And obviously, when you play a team as close together as you're playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, literally, I almost feel like it was last week, but 2 weeks ago, everybody knows on both sides of the ball, coaches and players, you can't change a whole lot, but you're just going to be playing this chess match. Maybe I'm going to use our famous guy, Peyton Manning, right? He would say Omaha for some kind of call. Well, maybe they'll change that from Omaha to Texas. Who knows, right? But they're going to do little wrinkles like that to try to throw the other person off. Derek Brown touched on it today about, hey, we're not going to tell you what's going to be different, but we know they're going to throw some wrinkles. And Baker Mayfield has shown up on the injury report this week. Everybody fully expects Baker to play. You know, Baker's a really tough guy, expected to be out there whether he's limping or crawling, right, to give these guys a chance to win. So those are some of the things from the defensive side. Let's go to the offensive side. Brad Isaac, the offensive coordinator, spoke today, and we saw something new last week. And I told you guys, like, it had been something that had been in the works for a while, but we saw Mitchell Evans with a quarterback sneak, and Brad Isaac talked about the intricacies and how much they can practice or not practice perfecting that play for the Carolina Panthers.
As live as you can. This time of year, live looks a little different than it does, back in July when guys are, scrapping to make the team and they're in preseason mode. But for Mitch, it's something that we've actually, he threw it at me really early in the year in the offseason as well. But we've been working on it for weeks, and he's done a great job. Just the biggest thing is being consistent with your cadence. You go back to his college clips, and he's done a good job of protecting the ball and making sure his pad level's right, and finding the crease right. You don't want to run, right into perhaps their best plugger up front. You got a guy like Vita Vea, right, and you want to make sure that you understand, okay, where is he stunting? What gap is he fitting? You want to make sure you find the little crease so you can keep your pad level down and get the yard we need. But Mitch did a great job of that over the last handful of weeks, just making sure that, invoking confidence in Dave to call it. And then for the O-line, just being consistent with your cadence. He did a really good job with owning that piece of it too.
So there you have our coordinator, Brad Isaac, talking about that quarterback sneak. Would you guys like to see that more often? I don't know. When I look back at it, it like he barely made it. I'm not saying that each time it's going to be a slam dunk kind of deal, but I would like to think, let's keep it in the bag, but let's practice a variation of it to some sort, right? I don't know, because it just didn't look like it was executed so well last week that it was like, yeah, let's definitely keep this in the bag, right? But it does draw a lot of attention. I think last week that you did it on third down, right? Let's do something else off of that, right? Nevertheless, Brad Isaac on that quarterback sneak that they did, and so they don't think, or he doesn't think, they'll go quite into the tush-push kind of dynamics that the Philadelphia Eagles have. But you just need some bags. Need some extra tricks in your bag, I should say. So that's your report for today. Now, I do want to let you guys know I will be doing a one-on-one interview with a player coming up this week. So another reason to make sure you subscribe, turn on your notifications so that you can be notified of that. And by the way, guys, say man of the people because I love working for you guys, right? So if there's players, coaches you want me to talk to, questions that you want me to ask someone, sincerely mean it. That's what I'm here for. Leave them in the comments. Talk to me live. Let me know because I really want you guys to take advantage of this unique media that we have, been independent and can integrate what you want into our shows, okay? Got a few things that we're going to go through before we get out of here. Got to always give a big shout out to our members. You are the bedrock for this channel. Keep things rolling. So thank you, Tyrone, for tuning in, and Happy New Year to you as well. By the way, Super Chats are always welcome. Cash Apps are always welcome. Any kind of way you can support the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please do it. Who else we got here? Six Man Music tuning in. Appreciate you. Tyrone says it's going to be Wake Forest versus Mississippi State. Duke Mayo behind me, so what he said. Appreciate you, Roy Blake. Baker's going to play. If Bryce can do a QB sneak versus Green Bay his rookie year, he can do a QB sneak now. No excuses not to do it. I hear you, KPM. Can Bryce do it? Technically, yeah, but would I make that my preferred play call? I would not. I would not. Unless they're going to do it some very, very creative way. Yeah, I don't even like the way that Bryce slides. So I don't feel like, number one, his size is a challenge, but I don't even like the way that Bryce goes to take contact, right? So I hear you that he might have done it before, but I'm certainly not a fan of him continuing to do that. KPM, go go Panthers, go Falcons. All right. So, hey, once again, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be back here tomorrow live again from the stadium, give you the last update of the week before they head out to Tampa to take on the Bucs. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Chris Jenkins, live from Bank of America Stadium for Charlotte Vibe.